After a lot of denials, Kevin Hart admitted that he screwed up. In a public video, he apologized to his wife and children, without being specific about what he'd done wrong. Maybe he figured that he'd embarrass his family further if he said the word cheating. Clearly, he's ashamed and is willing to do anything to make it up to them. And apparently that includes putting up with his wife, Eniko, keeping him on a very short leash. Based upon Eniko's Instagram post celebrating 8 years together and the power of math, it looks like Eniko and Kevin Hart's relationship began before his previous marriage ended. Uh-oh. Kevin's ex blasted him as a cheater and liar, which honestly sounds kind of fair, from her perspective. But Kevin and Eniko are married now and, until very recently, things seemed all sorts of happy. Until, reportedly, a blackmailer tried to extort a 7-figure sum from Kevin, claiming to have a sex tape of him with his alleged mistress. Kevin decided that he'd rather keep his money and fess up. Since this story became public, Monchia Sabag has identified herself as Kevin Hart's alleged mistress. We don't know who the blackmailer with the video is. Monchia is gorgeous, but whether she's jeopardized your marriage and public standing levels of hot is a personal matter. Some would say that, because of how their relationship began, Eniko deserves this. Now, we don't really agree. Hollywood Life reports that Eniko is keeping a close eye on Kevin Hart. Eniko is keeping extra close tabs on Kevin, especially during her final weeks of pregnancy. Yeah, we'd imagine so. Eniko is making Kevin call, text, or FaceTime with her constantly, throughout the day, whenever they are apart. Oh, that's next level. And, in most relationships, it would be toxic and a huge red flag. We'll get to that in a bit. After his latest blunders, Kevin has agreed to check in with Eniko practically every hour they are apart to give her more security in their unstable relationship. You know, blunders is exactly the word for it, right? Not only having the affair, but letting someone record it. And we can see why she would need a lot of reassurance. We imagine that it will take more than constant check-ins to repair the damage that Kevin's blunders have done. But at least it's a start. She has zero trust in him right now. According to this source, Eniko has some very specific concerns. The last thing she wants is for Kevin to be absent for the delivery of their child, or worse, for him to be caught stepping out on her again while she is in the hospital. Honestly, unless Kevin Hart has way less self-control than we suspect, that doesn't seem like a mistake that he's likely to make any time soon. And nobody wants to miss the birth of their child. Well, except Anthony Scaramucci. It's important to note that this kind of behavior is usually toxic and a huge red flag in relationships. If your significant other is checking in with you like this, it's usually a sign of emotional abuse and you're usually dealing with someone with control issues. In many cases, you may want to leave the relationship before it turns violent. In this case, it sounds like Kevin has signed up for this in an effort to apologize to his wife and to restore trust. So it's probably mostly okay. Just keep in mind that anyone doing this preemptively, well, that's a huge red flag.